Okay. I was thinking I could put 2 stitches in each one, but it's not going to work out that way. I'll have to extend it the first row. First couple of rows I'm going to be doing increases anyway. And I'm going to be doing a mosaic knit on this bag bottom today. I already have the pattern done up. Oh, we didn't catch both of those loops. I already have the pattern done up on the program that I use. And I am picking up all the stitches through the holes that are punched into this little bag bottom. It's got little feet on it. Good morning, Karen. How are you this morning? Hopefully I didn't miss anyone else. No. Elsie, welcome in. Welcome, welcome in. This is really fun to do. I got one of these to try it out to see how I was going to like doing it to begin with. And I think I might like this, but it might not be something that I do all the time. And I don't know how easy it's going to be to knit around this thing. We'll figure it out. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm pulling the stitches through what would be the inside of the bag to the outside because I want it to wrap around the outer edge of this leather piece here. Let's get it on the needle. There we go. How is everyone doing this morning? Hopefully everyone is having a great morning. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are getting ready to do some mosaic knit around this leather bag bottom. Make sure that I don't lose the size of those loops, but I should be all right. We're going to have some fun here shortly as soon as I can get all these stitches picked up. You know what? That's not going to work either because this is on this side. All right, let's see here. I think what we might have to do is, let me see. Might have to do a single crochet, and if so, I'm not doing it with this hook for sure. Oh, I need one of my other smaller hooks. going to have to do is do a crocheted edge on here and then pick it up. I don't want that much tail there. So, and that's still not going to work. Now I'm going to have fun trying to figure out how I want to start this to be able to knit in these loops. I think what I might have to do is just sew through it and make loops and then start knitting with that. Let me try that way. This is the discovery process when I try something new, because this did not come with any type of directions whatsoever. So we are going to get a length of sewing thread here, and we are going to make some loops on this that we can grab from the underside, and I'm going to show you how we'll do that. We are just going to loop in through these to give us loops across the back. So basically, hold that over here for now. We're going to make some loop-de-loops here. And when I start knitting, I'll come back over to this side. I'll hold these two pieces together and knit that way. So this gives us our base to start off with. And I'm just going to go around through these loops. No, don't want to come back up through there. Put this back on, and I think I got a little bit too. A little too much. Having a pretty good morning this morning. How is everyone else doing? Hopefully fantastic. Here we go. This is giving me here. This is giving me the loops along the back of here that I can pick up stitches through. And I'll be able to pick up all the stitches that I need. And it'll be nice and secure too. And we are going to be knitting to the inside. Hey, Brittany. So our knit stitches, when we pick up and knit, will be to the inside, so that way when we flip it so that it comes around the outer edge, it'll be to the outside. And I need to take this up just a little bit. There we go. We are going to make a mosaic knit bag this morning, Brittany. I had this little bag bottom that I purchased off an online shopping app, and it came with straps and a drawstring. So we're going to try and figure out how we're going to do a drawstring in this mosaic knit. And I want to make it more like maybe a backpack type bag, you know, with a little flap on the top, a little buckle. I think it's cute because it's got the little feet on it. It's got the little feet. So we're working basically just like a back stitch all the way through each one of these holes, making loops that we can pull or pick up knit stitches through. And I think this bag is going to be really, really cute because I'm using the leftover blacklight yarn and this black yarn in a mosaic knit. I think it's going to come out really good. Good morning, everyone. Magpie Designs, thank you for the likes. Thank you, thank you. Hand dyed by SH. I don't know if it put your whole name in there or not. Welcome in. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun bag. It's going to be a really fun bag, especially the mosaic design that I made up. I think it's going to be really, really cute. And the mosaic design is probably going to come out more like color work instead of mosaic, because I'm working this in the round. But I did use a mosaic pattern. And I don't know if mosaic has worked, because you have to have a right side and a wrong side row. So this will probably drain, or maybe Fair Isle, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be all knit rows. Probably should change that design because it's going to double up my rows, because I chose mosaic for the craft when I set the graph up. So let me go in here and see if I can change that to colors. There we go, and hopefully it won't double up my graph on me. So what I have to do the first round is I have to double my stitches. So I have to knit in the front and back of each loop. And then within the next round or two, I got to add another 12 stitches to make my chart. So of course I'm going to have the bottom start with the black colored yarn. And I'm going to do, you know, about that much in the black yarn, maybe a little bit shorter. That was a little much. Maybe 1.5 inches from the side. And then I'll start with the color work. This would be the same way that you could make slippers. You can buy insoles, punch holes in them, and crochet or knit shoes on top. You can do the same thing with flip-flops. Punch the holes in all the way around so you've got it to the right size, and just knit shoes or crochet shoes. Make sandals. All different kinds of things you can do with forms like this. This one was made and intended for a bag, so we are good. I have some wooden forms over here that will make bigger totes. I'll probably be working on some of those too. And depending on how it comes out, I may or may not line the inside of the bag. So we'll see. Alright. And one more spot. Right here. And I think what I'll do is I'll take this piece to the inside, through that loop right there, and I can take and tie these two together and secure them really, really good over here. And I'll leave these strings because I will weave them in so that they don't unravel. And we can probably go ahead and do that right now. And what I'm going to do is run them through some of these fibers here on the back side and some of the loops. Do the same thing with the other side. That way I don't have a hard time messing around with it after I've got my bag done. Alright, and this one we'll take this way, under this loop, go under this one, and then catch some of these other fibers. All of my friends are waking up now. I'm getting good morning messages. We'll snip these down. And here we have our row of stitches that we can now pull our knit stitches through, and it will work wonderful now. How is everyone? Hopefully I didn't miss any comments. Welcome in, everyone. Oh, I think we're good. Yep. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now I'm going to pick up stitches. Should total up to 50 stitches. If not, we'll make it 50 because we need 50. There was 50 holes around, so we shouldn't have too much of an issue. And it's going to be fun here because it is tight down to the bag, which is good, but it's going to be heck trying to pull it back through. Maybe not. Make sure I get that loop through and not have it stuck on. And I think I may have to use this other little hook again. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, it's going to be the fun part, getting up underneath it here now. But we'll get it. And you know what I'm going to do? This is going to make it incredibly easier for me. Pick it up. And knit it. And then put it on here. Pick up and knit. Yeah, this is going to be the real fun part because we made it tight now. Pick up our stitch. I think we can let that tail go now. So all I'm doing is a pick up and knit and then putting it on the knitting needle there. So when we pick up the stitch and then we're actually kind of crocheting through it, which is the same as a knit stitch, loops through loops. And I'm picking up those stitches all the way along the bag there. And this is the slow, grueling process to get started. I made these loops a little too tight. I should have done them just a tiny bit looser, but they'll be good and secure. I don't have to worry about any gaps at the bottom of the bag. If I can get this through here. I don't like these hooks. There we go. Yeah, I really don't like these hooks. Why do you not want to pull through there? What are we catching on? There we go. Now we're getting it a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. We might have to line this bag. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody's comments as I'm over here trying to tackle this bag. And what I probably should have done, because there's a lot of space in there. I'm going to go back here. We need to go back here. Because that's going to give me too much space in between. And I think what I'm going to do is pull 2 stitches through each loop, which I can do if I pick them up and knit them like what I've been doing. If I can get it to work now. What in the world do we have here now? That's not right. Okay. There we go. Now we're getting it. Hopefully that didn't just yank it away from the bag too much, because now I got a big gap. But I think it should close up when I go and do the first row. Or once I get all these stitches on here, it'll pull everything back down to the bottom. So by the time I get all the way back around to the other side, I will have the 100 stitches, and I will still have to increase 12 to make for these corners. So probably on the second round around, I will be adding extra stitches in here on the corners to give shape for my corners. Herb, thank you for the follow. I am here to help every crafter and to show you what I do, how I do it. Yeah, crochet hook would be a lot easier. So that's what I'm currently doing right now. But I'm using one of those tapered hooks, and I don't like them at all. Okay. these on here. I need a drink. Oh. Okay, on to the next one. It's getting easier as we go. Once we've already got the first stitch in there, the second one's easier to do because I can hold it up a little bit with the knitting needle. Just lift it up so I can get back in the loop for the second stitch. Alright, why are you not pulling through? There we go. I don't know what in the world. I just dropped that sewing needle on the floor. Let me stop and get that now before I forget. As long as I don't have any puppies under my chair. Okay, let's put that away now. Stuck on part of the stitch somehow. World. Why am I always catching on a piece of the yarn? Put one loop in the last two. Ugh. I'm picking up and knitting a stitch, yes, with a crochet hook, because if I just picked it up, it would be too close to this to be able to knit back through the next row. I don't know what I keep catching on. Get back in here for the second one. Alright, on to the next one. And around and around and around we go. Hey Arlene. Welcome in everyone. Tired mom of two. I feel ya. Janine, welcome in. Shirley, welcome. Probably should have worked all of this out before I came on, but I like for you to see exactly everything that I do. All the hard stuff, all the easy stuff, all the figuring out. It's really hard working up underneath of this needle too. If it didn't have to be in the way, I don't think it'd make it much easier, but Victoria, thank you for the follow. Good morning, Unicorn Grandma. How are you this morning? There we go. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Alright, come on. Nope. That's what I don't like about these tapered crochet hooks. I really don't like them. But this is one of the smallest ones that I have. And that's not a steel hook. We don't want to play around with one of those. It'll be forever. I don't think lifting up that knitting needle is helping me get through that stitch very well. All right. What I'm actually doing here, Trinity, if I've pronounced that right, I hope I have. I have a bag bottom that has holes punched in it I sewed through the holes with a sewing needle and the yarn that I'm using, and to create loops so that I could work from the outside around the outer edge of this little bag here. I didn't want to work through it at the first row. I want to bring this out and around to cover up this edge, so all you really see is the bottom and the feet. So I am picking up stitches through what I have laced around these holes. And you can crochet through the holes if you wanted to crochet, but I want to knit. So what I'm doing is picking up stitches through the holes, or the yarn that I've ran through the holes. And I'm actually using a crochet hook to pick up and knit that first row of stitches. And then I'm putting that over onto the knitting needle, because the next row around we will be using just the knitting needle. Read rows, I got this off of the shopping app that starts with the T, 4 letters. I know they don't like to have us advertising, but yes, the amazing shopping site has them as well. Yeah, and this one came as part of like a kit. There is a strap in here that you can fasten on. Of course, I would have to attach a jump ring or something on the side to use this as a strap. And it also comes with a drawstring, which I'm going to try and incorporate this drawstring into the bag to where it'll close up. I can do a knitted lace work with yarn overs and make holes to be able to feed this through to have a drawstring to close the bag up. And I'm thinking about doing it backpack style and creating a flap to go over the drawstring. And I'm not sure how I would utilize the straps. I would have to hand sew something in or create a loop that would be reinforced that this would hang on. But having it hang on the bag like that might cause it to stretch the stitches. So we'll have to take a look at how we want to do this, or even use this at all. I might just, knit some straps and put the backpacky type straps on there. Hi, Janice Skies of Blue. Yeah. Let me look on here and I will go into the amazing shopping site here. And let me just type in okay, I typed in bag bottoms DIY and it brings up all different kinds. Wooden ones, leather ones with feet, round ones shaped like this. They have a 5-piece where you've got 3 rectangulars of different sizes and 2 circulars. So bag bottoms DIY into the search bar of your favorite online shopping site, and it should pull it right up. So we will set this to the side and continue on. But yeah. Good morning, Brooklyn. You're welcome. Red Rose. Red Rose. Why am I saying the other, whatever I tried to say? Red Rose Creations. You are very much welcome. I'm here. I share absolutely all of my craft skills, knowledge, know-how, where I got it, how I feel about it. Yeah, I'll share everything. If you have a question about anything that I'm using, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, please feel free to ask. I'm here because I want to teach. I want to teach people how to knit, how to crochet. I want to help the ones that are stuck in blanket, hat, and flat knitting mode to try other things, simply by showing them other things and how easy it is. Janice Skies of Blue, what I'm actually doing, there are 50 holes around this bag bottom. So I've got my chart set up for 112 stitches. I'm figuring on this row when I get done, because I'm picking up 2 stitches in each lace here, I should have 100 stitches by the time I get done. So that'll be enough to kind of lay me flat along the edge. But when I come to the corners, I'm going to put my 3 stitch increases on the corners here to give extra for the corners, so that when I go around the bag, and I might have to adjust it again and readjust my chart, which is not a problem. It's computerized graph paper. All I got to do is copy and paste and we're good to go. But I think 112 stitches will do it, but we'll see once we get all of these picked up and make the first round. I got stuck, Trinity, in that once upon a time, and that's all that I did. And baby stuff, because it was small and quick. I would make baby sweaters, baby hats, baby blankets, baby booties, and you know, I wanted to make stuff for myself. So I was like, okay, we're going to move on up here. We're going to keep on going. And yeah, a lot of the stuff that I do now, my mom is even amazed. She's the one that taught me to knit and crochet. I don't crochet as much as I knit. I enjoy knitting more. It's my preferred yarn usage hobby. But I do crochet. Some crafters do have a preference of what they like to do more. We all have a favorite thing to do, so yeah. But I'm here to, you know, I'm the self-proclaimed crafter's companion. I'm here to help everyone craft, learn new skills, you know, anything. Even if you've never crocheted or knit before, I'm here to start you off from the beginning if you want to learn. Hey, Crazy Stitches. Yeah, I like to do different stuff. I was stuck once upon a time in all of that flat knitting. But yeah, I learned a lot about everything that I did. Cables, lace, got lots of practice, and really learned a good bit. I hate having to do this. It doesn't want, there it is. These darn it tapered hooks, I just do not like them, and they do not like me. Come on now. I keep getting stuck on something, and I shouldn't pull like that because I'm tearing plies, but I'm glad that it's staying tight, because I know it'll stay tight to the bottom of the bag once I start knitting. So we'll be good. I think I'm free and clear, and I pull through and I catch something. Here we go. Oh, good morning, Twisted. Yeah, I always work with the dark yarn. It is going to be fun. It is going to be fun. It is. So here we are on the corner, just 2 stitches this first row, and then when we come back through, we will increase those 3 stitches in the corners. They'll help shape our corners, and yeah. One more in that same spot. And this is going to be the fun part, getting around here with this cable. I might have to do some magic loop. I'm hoping not. But if we have to go and do a crochet knit around just like we did, it's no big deal. Crochet and knit are interchangeable. A lot of people think that they are different. They're very closely related. And you can knit with a crochet hook. You just can't crochet with a knitting needle. And that's the first one in there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be the fun part. I don't want to pull tight on that either, because I don't want to tighten up my loops on my cables. That'll be a mess. I'll make sure to, oh darn it. Yeah, I might have to back that up that way just a little bit. So I don't want those. I'll stretch it up around this way and get it to come around. I don't want all of these loops to be pulled tight around that cable, because I'll never get them back up onto the knitting needle after I do all this work. And I'll bring that up and around a little bit as we go, so I don't stretch the stitches as I'm trying to create them. Yeah, if you do this and you do that sew around to attach to do knitting, make sure you leave it a little loose. I should have done that when I went through, but we stitch and we learn, right? All right, now. So what's everybody else working on today? Yes, you can do that. I was just talking about that earlier. Yes, there is continental and English knitting, and it's just whether you hold it in the right hand or the left hand, your working yarn. Right now I'm holding it in my left hand. I don't know if this is English or continental. I mix them all up. But yeah, it's just whether you hold your working yarn in the right hand or the left hand, Trinity. That's all. Yes, thank you for the follow, Trinity. Yeah, it's crazy weather. It doesn't know what it wants to do, what it's going to do. We just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. through here. And we are almost halfway around this bag and almost an hour in. So I'm going to pull this up this way a little more. So we're going to be coming around this corner, but I'm trying to keep all of these from going tight on the cable. Hey, Pot Smoking Mama, how are you this morning? Yeah, I mix them up all the time, Trinity. But yeah, it's just which hand you hold the yarn in. That's all. And when I am doing color work, which you'll see here because I'm going to be doing color work with 2 different colors, I'll have one yarn in one hand and one yarn in the other hand, and I'll be knitting with both hands. Yeah, I know. Did you have you made any headway on the vehicle? I know that you were talking about that the other day, and I know it happened at a really bad time for you. Just not feeling well today. Oh, take your time and rest, honey. You gotta take a break sometimes. Even though you feel like you're okay, your body needs a break. Listen to it. Listen to it. What I'm going to do is get myself a little assistance here. It's easier to run that through and give it a little loose and then put that in there. How about that? Tools, tools, tools. Put that back over there. One more in the same spot. There we go. If I'd have thought about that earlier, we'd probably be 10 rows into this project by now. But hey, again, we live and learn, right? Oh, I love a good thunderstorm. Morticia, thank you for the team bracelet. And I'm missing comments. Alternator's getting rebuilt. Good. Yeah, I don't like to hear when people don't feel well, so take care of yourself today, pot smoking mama. Make sure you get plenty of fluids and just rest. Take it easy. Hey, Angry Dragon. Thank you for the high bears. Oh. Oh my. Yeah, a lot of stuff going around. We work ourselves crazy and we expect our body to keep up with it. And there's times where it says, "Hey, no, we're not going to do it anymore," and it will shut you down. It'll shut you down. All right, thank you, Morticia. Posies and pockets, good morning. Crazy storm, okay. Yep, Posies, I'm getting ready to work with some more of that carnival yarn. We are going to do a, I don't know if you'd call it strand. I don't think it's Fair Isle because it's a repeat. It's not a bunch of different designs in little small sections. So more so just color work, knitted color work. But I'm going to be using this black and the carnival. So yes, I did finish the gloves. I did. I thought I showed those the other day. I haven't woven my ends yet, so yes, I'm just like every other crafter when it comes to that. I will show everybody this yarn. The yarn that I have left over from these, I'm going to be using on this bag. So I will show you the, let me get my light plugged in here if I can find the end of the cord. And get it up here. And I'm just going to hold it up here for the moment. If I can. Yeah, we'll just hold it up here for the moment. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it with this other light on. Let me cut all these lights off real quick. Do you see the glow? It's blacklight UV reactive yarn. No, this is just a thing that I did. Let me see if I can get this light to stay up here for a second. And yeah, I love fingerless gloves, so I can just make fingerless gloves without a pattern. This is just a ribbed glove. I've made them longer up past the elbow. And the black light does let them glow really, really nicely. I'll cut these lights back on. And there's just a lot of pretty colors in here that I just love. All the colors. And I think it's going to be good. And you can see just about every color is in here. Blues, charcoals, grays, whites, pinks, reds, oranges, yellows. There's even some greens floating around in here. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I have to weave in the ends, but these are mine. I'll wear them with the ends sticking out. But yeah, they turned out really good, and I love this yarn. I just cannot get over how soft that super fine wool is. It's amazing. I bet you it was fun working with it. But yes, I'm going to use what I have left over from that on this bag. Yes, I had a whole 100-gram skein that I did not even touch. And then probably only half. It probably only took about 50 or 60 grams, to be honest. Because, yeah, that's about a half a skein right there. So, yeah. But yeah, I am enjoying working with this yarn. It feels so good. Not this that I'm working with right now, but this one right here. It's, I don't know. It's like touching cotton balls. Fluffy and just soft. But I think it's going to be really, really neat on this bag. All the colors with this black contrasting yarn, I think it's going to turn out really, really nice. Got two of them in there. Second one in here. Almost lost the loop off my crochet hook. Okay, we're getting our knitting needle a little too far forward here. And all I'm doing is stretching those loops a little bit so it makes it easier to get that crochet hook in there for that first stitch. And the second stitch goes through really, really easy. And don't pull that forward anymore. Leave it right where it's at. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna love the yarn, Brittany. I just couldn't stop talking about how soft it was. I had my husband several times, feel this, feel how soft this is. He was like, I've already felt it. I've already felt it. Yeah. I like it when I find yarn like that that just, you know, you just want to talk about it the whole time you're working with it. It just makes it a real joy to work with. Get my crochet hook in there. All right. And we need one more in there. Thank you for the share, Posies. I know, I do too. I do too. I will touch it, I'll squish it. I'm like it's like a Charmin commercial. I pick it up and squeeze it. Yeah. I don't know why. It's just something that we have to do. Once I get all these stitches around here, we'll really take off. For this darn it knitting needle, I can't see what I'm doing. I'm telling you. It's not going as easy as it was earlier. Because I'm coming up to the end and it wants to get challenging. Trying to stay in camera frame so that you all can see what I'm doing. And I don't even think I'm up to the dust like I should be or was. There we go. Yeah. Little yarn villains in there squeezing the squeezing the skeins of yarn. There we go. One more. Slide that around a little bit more. I'm keeping it back here so that I don't lose the width on my stitches here on the cable, because yeah, I'll never get them back up onto these. And I hope that I'm going to have a short enough needle to be able to do this in the round. If not, I'm going to have to get my 60-inch out and do the magic loop, which I think is what's going to end up happening. So you guys will get to see a little bit of magic loop today too. I want to get that other set of Chiagus. I know it's not a red lace set. It is a blue lace set. I do have it saved in my shopping cart. And I'm going to get that. It's got, I can't use those real tiny sock needles. The 9-inch circulars that only have about that much of a needle on them. I can't use those. Mr. Whipple, yes. I remember Mr. Whipple. Janice, this is acrylic, and this yarn that I'm using along with the acrylic is Super Wash Extra Fine Merino, and you might as well just call it heaven because I love it. I love it. Get the rest of these on here. And we're just picking up and knitting with a crochet hook this cast on here. Yeah, we're going to have to do magic loop, I think. We'll see. We are ever so close to being finished with this pick up a knit cast on. Yeah, we are going to have to do more than likely probably. We have 2 on that one. No. I only got a few more stitches, and again, we're probably most definitely going to have to switch over to a longer circular knitting needle here. Because yeah, we're going to need to use, I might end up using 2. Do I have another size 8 circular? That's not. Ay. Let me see, I know that's not an 8. This one probably is. I could use 2. And then I wouldn't have to do magic loop. Let's see. That's an 8. So we're probably going to end up using 2 to be able to work around this. Magic loop is not really much quicker for me. Transferring from one needle to another and having the needles at the ends of the bag, it'll work out quicker. Having to shuffle that the cable and the needles around for the magic loop, that slows me down a good bit. I don't like to do it if I don't have to. And if I really wanted to, I could work the bag flat, seam it up on the one side, and still have the mosaic knit design. Well, I'm still going to have the mosaic knit design, but I'd be able to do the mosaic knit style. So I'm not quite sure how you would do it in the round. Okay, those 2 are in there. Is that 2 stitches in there, I hope? Yeah. And getting ready to knock stuff off into the floor again. Yeah, I'll have to use 2 different needles in here. Last one. Or actually last 2 stitches. Last loop to work them in. Get that to go on there. Alright, now we're going to let that sit there and put all this other stuff away, out of the way. Well, it might be quicker for some people. I don't use magic loop enough and don't have enough practice. I know how it works. Having to shuffle those cables to me is like fidgeting with stuff, and I do not like to fidget with stuff. So, yeah, and for other people, they don't feel that way. They enjoy magic loop. You know, it minimizes the amount of needles that they need because they can work anything on a longer needle. Or longer circular, rather. So, yeah. But I'm going to take this and we are going to start knitting this next row. And again, I will be knitting to the inside. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of a magic loop kind of thing to be able to get this back in here. I'm going to have to pull some of this out here to this side just so I can get this needle back. So, yeah. We are going to work probably a few more stitches from this side when we get over there and do a corner to corner type deal with our knitting here. So I'm going to start in with this first stitch here, and that is doubled up. Get into here. It's going to be a little tight to start off with, but it will loosen up as I work through here. And now, as you see, I'm knitting to the inside of here. Yeah, this is going to be fun to get started. Thank goodness it's just all knits. I have to make sure to keep my tension good, even though it's probably going to stretch it out a little bit, which I'm hoping not, because we are working very, very closely along the surface of this bag. This is not what I had planned on. This makes me want to find another way to do these bags because this is a lot of fun. Because, yeah, there is no flexibility to this bag, and don't start knitting with the tail of the yarn. But once I get a couple rows on here, we'll be good to go. This is just the hard part. Because, again, normally your work is flexible. This is not in any way, shape, or form flexible. As you can see, I can't push my stitches up. I will as I get further on up, but for right now I cannot. So what I actually need to do is bring this back up here, and we're going to have to crochet knit until we get up here, because we cannot. Let's get that out of there. There we go. Till I get a little bit away from the edge of this bag, I'm going to have to pull my loops through with the crochet hook. And again, this works much better with crochet. I can tell you I've done crocheted bags like this before. Knitted is a little harder to start out. And there's probably a better way to do it, but this is my first time doing it, and this is the way that I decided to do it, the hard way. Yeah, first row is normally. And I wish this cable was more like the Chiagu's. It would lay straight. Make sure to knock that stitch off. And again, I think it would be easier if we slide this off, crochet through it, and then put that over there. So I'm taking my stitch off, going in as if to knit, pulling my loop through with the crochet hook, transferring it to my knitting needle. Once I get up and out around from the edge of this bag and get some distance away from the flat bottom, it will be a lot easier to do. And here we go, trying to do it with that in there too. So you know what might make some sense? Let me do this. This will make it much easier for now. Give me just a second. I need to get some utensils here. Because this is just not wanting to wrap around the shape. I need to have double pointeds are going to work better, and I have some super long double pointeds if I can find them in a size 8 in here. Here we go. And I only need 2 of these because I'm going to use 2 shorter ones for the sides until I can get it off onto a circular set. And we are just going to very quickly, because this is going to start pulling everything, and my stuff is going to go out of shape, out of whack. So I'm going to transfer these very quickly. Pull this back up this way. Well, not as quickly as what I thought, but I'm going to transfer these off onto here. So that those corners are easier to transition. And we might just leave it like this for the whole bag, because I know that I don't have a small enough cable to not have to do it magic loop. Yeah, I won't forget that. I actually still kind of have that hanging here with my string from where I started lacing up the bag bottom. So yeah, this was causing some difficulty because I had a lot of pushback from the actual cable itself being shoved in here like this. And we'll leave that there. And I might have to put a cap on these while I'm not using them because I don't want them to fall out or for the stitches to fall off as I'm fiddling around with this. Come over here, do that little magic loop pull through. And yeah, that was causing some difficulty. Yeah, that cable and it being trapped down there like that. You can see I'm transferring these stitches a lot easier now because I can move the needle back. The cable is not shoving it forward. We learn as we go along. So yeah, I'll be working with double pointers. I got to pull those other, or at least one more out. Grab one more of these over onto here. All right, and that'll hold there. And get this all off this way, and it will be so much easier, I believe. Maybe. It will be once we get up past this bag and get a little space between the bag and the needle there. Because yeah, the fact that it's being held down is causing the issue. So even the double pointeds are going to be something to work with, but it'll make it easier. Especially for when I need to do the round with the corner additions. Almost dropped that one. Let's fix that. There we go. It just doesn't want to slide back, and I don't want to pull it too far, because then I'll pull all my stitches out. Again, I always do things the hard way. Nicole, thank you for the follow. Don't do like I do. Just kidding. This is the first time that I've tried to do a knitted thing around a bag bottom like this, so I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but we always do things the hard way the first time. But yeah, this cable needle was not the one to use for this for sure. We almost got them all transferred here. And not to say that the rows are going to be any easier to go from here with it like this, but we're going to do our best. And I've got one more section to take out here. And then this cable's coming out too. I'll put another double pointed in there. this to stay out of my way for a minute. And get this other one. Where's it at? There we go. And get this one over into here. Oh, it dropped right on off of there. I'm like, where did you go? But I got it. I got it. One more. And there we go. And we can set those to the side for now. And we need to get a couple more double pointeds here. We're going to need one more of these big ones for when we're doing the long sides, and one more short one for the short sides. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to take these off of this circular needle here and transfer them over onto this. Tell you what, this looks like some kind of torture device over here, because it's really torturing me. Hey Sarah, how are you doing this morning? All right, here we go. Now, I think this might be better. I think, don't know, but we'll find out, won't we? We will find out. Okie doke. So we are going to continue knitting across here and getting another row done. And then I think the next row we will do our increases on our corners to help shape out the bag so that it fits the form a little bit better. And yeah, this is going to be fun. We're still going to have to crochet this because, or do a crocheted knit, because it's just not, there's not enough space there for me to flex these needles around like they need to, so that I can do that. But we'll get there. We will. Yeah, because I can't get in there to perform a knit stitch. Maybe, I don't know if that would drive me crazy. I could purl them from this side. Can't. Okay. No, we can't do that either. So back to what was working. I move this out of this way. There we go. I think this round we are going to go ahead and do our extra stitches here on the corners. So that way we can make this just a little bit wider. We're going to do our corners anyway. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it on this row. Always, always, always craziness going on over here. Knock that off of there. Put that one over to there. I always find a way to do what I want to do, regardless if there's an actual style of doing it. We just make it my style. So again, that's what I love about yarn crafting. Even with knit and crochet, it is so versatile. There are so many different ways that you can accomplish the same thing. Hey, Tala. Thank you for the heart, me. Yep, adapt and overcome. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to have fun with these colors, Sarah. Fun, fun, fun. Fun, fun, fun. All right, so I'm going to knit into the front of this loop, and I need to gain 3 stitches on each corner. So we're going to go ahead and do a knit through the back loop in the same loop. Knock that one off. There's 1 stitch. In this next stitch, I'm going to again do the same thing, knit into the front, and then go into the same stitch. I've got to put this over here onto this needle first. Slide that down, and we are going to do a knit through the back loop. Knock that stitch off and slide this one over here. And then we will do the same thing over here on that first stitch. And that gives me my 3 stitches on the corner. And okay, and this has to go over to here on this one. And go in through that back loop of that same stitch. And knock that off. Get that situated onto there. And we got to grab these 2 stitches before they go anywhere. Here we go. We got them. Or do we? Yeah, there we go. Get them oriented around the right way and don't knock the rest of them off. This is fun. What thing to start at first thing in the morning, right? All right, I got to get this whole loop back together because we lost a ply. There we go. I'll lay that down so that other one doesn't fall out of there again. Get that around my crochet hook. Okay, now might be able to get in here with these and knit across of here, because now we have the flexibility of being able to do this for a couple of stitches, because then we're going to have to straighten back out because the bag bottom is holding them into a certain position. Those stitches aren't tight, they're just tight to get into because of these being latched down over here. They don't flex like free-flowing knit cast on because they are attached to a flat piece. All right, now we're going to have to do that crochet again because I don't want to pull those too much. Again, we are increasing, so we'll have more space. Plus, we're coming further away from the bag. It'll be a little easier on these stitches to be a little more flexible. Let's see if we can't get a couple more here. Okay, let me see how these corner stitches lie because we're going to have to knit in the front and the back. Come on now. Of these next couple of stitches. So let's knit in the front. Let's see if we can get that to go into the knit in the back. So there's one increase for my corner. This will be increase number 2, and this isn't flexing as much. Now we are going to do that through the back loop with the crochet hook. Okay, now we got one more increase to do over here on this side. And once we get all the way back around here to this side, I'm going to take a look and see if it might go up and around. We might have to do one more row because here we are right at the edge before we can bring it up and around. And then at that point, I should be able to knit fairly freely because it should be. Luna Ray, yes, it is tedious, Arlene. Good morning, Tracy. I have bought a purse bottom that has little feet on it, and I am attempting to knit some color work onto this piece, and I'm finding that it is very difficult to start knitting on this. I'm almost having to do a crochet knit combination just to get it up and off the edge of the bag, and I do need to remember that we need another increase here in this one. So, and it wasn't supposed to fall off the needle. Get that back in there. What in the world? Okay, we didn't get the whole loop back on there. That's why. Now I think we do. Yeah. Do a crochet And this goes on to our other long double pointed. And now we get to go through the back and increase a stitch. Now that one can come off. And this one, goodness, back this up here. It doesn't want to stretch, probably because I've got everything pressed against everything else, trying to hold everything together. All right. Now I might be able to knit a few, but I'm going to have to go back to that again because the fabric is attached down to something that is not flexible. That is why it is harder to get these needles into here, because you see I have to twist them to get them to go in, and all they want to do is go straight just like this because of this bottom. But we're working with it. It's fighting us, but we're not letting it win. And we're going to go back to doing the crochet here because it's going to mess up the tension on my lower stitches. And we don't want that. Why is this becoming so hard to pull through? What is going on here? I don't know. But we are going to keep going because I don't give up. I keep going. There we go. And again, once we get further away from this purse base, it will become a lot easier. And I'm sure there is a better way to do this. But again, my first time doing anything, I like to do it my own way, which is normally the hard way. But I find shortcuts and easier things, easier ways to do it, the more I try. So, oh yeah, I know, I got this. I got this. Thank you for the follow. I can't pronounce your name. Benang. Thank you. Yeah, I'm making a purse. I'm sorry. I missed somebody's comment. But yeah, I got a purse bag and I want to do some colorwork knitting. I originally wanted to do mosaic knit, but I don't think you can do that in the round. I'm not that experienced in it, and I'm not going to try and figure that out with all this going on. So we just changed our chart over to some colorwork from the mosaic style, because when it generates the chart, it will make it like a mosaic chart where one row represents 2 rows of knit. Yeah, I got it going. I got it going. They are. Now, mind you, I've done crochet ones like this, and crochet is very easy because, you know, you don't have a whole lot of flexing of your material with crochet because it's not stuck on knitting needles every single stitch. That's what's making this hard. All of these stitches are stuck on this needle, and when I go to flex, this will only flex so far because it's attached down. But to crochet, it is way much easier. But, you know, I'm not all about easier. I'm all about challenging myself, and I am really doing it today. So yeah. Oh, come on. Did we pull it? Yeah, we got it through, but it wasn't coming. There we are. I'm like, please don't drop that stitch. It'd be ever so hard to find a black stitch on black background. And I need mega light to see anyway. I think that is, I can't tell if I got the stitch or the loop. Yeah, I got the stitch. I'll do it up on this side to where I can see what I'm doing, instead of having to feel around underneath of the needle for it. There we go. And that just did a purl stitch, but we're going to leave it there. You can't have a purl stitch. And leave that yarn in the back. Oh goodness. So we just continue onward, and we didn't knock that stitch off. Don't need to increase any more stitches, not until the corner. It will mess up our chart if we have too many stitches. And I'm sorry I'm all off camera frame because I think we're halfway up on the desk this morning. Let me come out this way a little bit. Good morning, Aunt Mary. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Trinity. And it's all pretty much just having patience with yourself and what you're trying to do. It's not coming out. And I don't want to drop that stitch because I really can't see. Here's our problem. There we go. We had one tiny little piece of the ply from the last loop that just wouldn't let go. We're getting a little system down here. This is looking like I've done this before. So we got double pointed needles, crochet hooks, and everything going on over here right now. I don't know what you would call this other than a hot mess. I don't know what style. And crow knit. Crochet. All right, we're coming up on our corner again. And I'm going to do one here. The last one on this needle and two on the other because of where they are sitting. Okay, this one we are going to knit in the front and back of this one. If we can keep everything else out of the way. So there's the knit in the front. I'll go back in and knit through the back loop. There's one of the 3 increases that we need for our corner. And get this one onto the needle. And we will go over to the little short double pointed here. And the next 2 stitches we are going to increase. So this first stitch is going to get a knit in the front and the back loop. Our other double pointed over here ready. And we're going to knit into the back loop. And I just knocked that one off. And there we go. And then we're going to try and do it this way with this one too. Knit in the front. And knit into the back of that same stitch. Okay, that's still on there. Let's see if we can catch that back loop now, because we didn't. We slid out. And don't lose it again. There we go. I hear everybody cheering for me. Make one left and right. Yep, it all depends on how you pick up the bar. You pick up the bar in the front for one and in the back for the other, and you knit your stitch twisted so that you don't end up with the yarn over hole. Yep, I was doing that the other day. What was I doing? Oh, on the gloves. Make one right and make one left on thumb gusset. Yeah. They're fun to do and keep straight. Yeah. So hopefully we can get to the point here soon that we can put this crochet hook down and just do some real knitting. Hopefully. I've got 3 more increases to do on this other corner, and then we will see what we can do. Why don't that pull through? Turn that hook around or we're not going to pull anything through. I'm telling you, I didn't think it took me this much time, but yeah, here it is. And it's almost 9 a.m. here on the East Coast. Yes, yes. This turned around here so my stitches will shape up to the right size. So the stitches should hold it in there now. Back over here in camera view. I know I was in view, but not what I was doing. I'm actually going in with my crochet hook as if to knit, pulling that loop through. And if this doesn't tell you that crochet is the same as knit, just one has one live stitch and the other one has all the live stitches, you cannot perform the same crochet stitches, or the same crochet stitches on a knitting needle, but pulling the loops through, it's all the same. So you can use a crochet hook to knit, but you can't use knitting needles to crochet. How about that? There we go. All right, here we are down to our last 3 stitches, and I almost forgot. So we are going to increase in all 3 of these. And I got to get this back up over here. So we are going to knit in the front and back of these stitches here to give us our increase for around the corner. Okay, there's the one. And then here comes number 2. I've got a knit in the back of that one. Alright. And then one more. knit into the front. And then knit into the back. All right, there's another round. And I might have to switch some stitches around. But when we are back at the beginning of our row, I'm going to have to make sure to put a stitch marker over here. Even though I still have this string hanging here, once I get it to where it'll go around the outside of the bag and come up and around, you know, as such, we're going to have to do a couple more rows. Probably about 2 or 3. It's going to be loads of fun. 58 stitches. You got 58 more rows to go. Yay, 1 row done, right? I didn't think it was going to take me all that time just to get those, what, 3 rows done? We picked up and knitted and then went through and knitted a whole nother row and added our increases. And I'm hoping that that's going to be enough to bring it up and around the bag, because I don't want it to be too loose on the other sides just to make the corners. And we might have to do, I don't know. But anyway, we are going to start another round. And we can get a couple of these stitches done like this until it won't let us flex the stitches anymore. So yay! The whole thing is getting these stitches to move forward onto here. Because you can't bunch them up. You have to slide the needle back every stitch. Alright, come on. And I'm bumping into everything else on the desk with these long double pointeds here. Yeah, we're going to have to crochet again. I'm hitting onto my mouse and everything else all over the desk. Let me tell you, if I had to charge by the hour for this, it wouldn't be worth it. I'm going to have to check and see if there aren't better ways to do this, other than knitting the piece and sewing it down onto here, which is not what I wanted to do. Okay, what's going on? Alright, I don't know why I just went all orange. and then came back. Is everyone still here? Thank you for the follow, whatever, forever. Becky, I've actually got one of those little leather bag bottoms with the feet on it that had the holes punched in it. And let me fix these here because I'm probably going to jump off of here. I've been on here since about 6:30. They have little holes punched in them. And yeah, I am knitting around here, which isn't the easiest thing to do. Normally, they're crocheted around so that, yeah, it makes it easier. You just crochet through the stuff and then work around. Knitting doesn't allow you to, I see some boo-boos in my chart right here. I don't know what happened. I probably hit the mouse and took it out. But yeah, I'm going to set my mouse up here for now so I don't change that around. Crocheting around them is easier. I've done them crochet. I wanted to do this knitted because I wanted to use this dark black yarn here and some of this that I had left over, the blacklight yarn. And yeah, I know. I don't know what happened to my camera, Belladonna. I have no idea. I'm going to do this design on the bag. I'm going to come up maybe an inch from the bottom with the darker stitching and then start working that pattern using the the black yarn and the UV yarn that I can pose these in pockets. I'm going to work on this just exactly as I am off camera. I will come back at 11:30 today and continue on with this. I should be, hopefully, it took me almost 3 hours to get to this point. Hopefully I will be starting the color work. So, yeah, it'll be a real cool. I'm not going to do it mosaic. I'm going to do it probably more so strand, where you're carrying both yarns. So I'll be trapping floats and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Oh, and I got to make sure I got my chart settings for that to be in the round and not flat knitting. So I'm going to go and take care of that right now. Under my direction settings, we are knitting in the round. This one. So that way all my rows will start off onto the right side of the chart, and each row will start back on the right side of the chart. All right, Becky, have a good day. I'll be back on at 11:30, about 2.5 hours from now. So, yes, I will give a detailed showing of how I trap my floats, and yeah, so I won't start the color work until I come back on so you can see how I add the color and start working with it. So I'm going to go and get this done to the point that, you know, we can start doing that, because it's going to take me a little bit, and having this camera in the way is really slowing me down. Yes, yes. So everyone who has recently followed me, make sure to go back on my profile page on the little bell on the top right hand side of your screen, and make sure you set your notification settings if you want to be notified every time I go live or every time I upload a video. That setting is there. Yes, Arlene, I will see you soon. When I come back, I'll talk a little bit about the knit along, the mosaic knitting that we're going to do here shortly. We're going to start that the first Monday after 4th of July. I'll have to look at the date so I have that down pat. And we got a lot of other things going on, but I'm basically here just to share my knowledge and to teach anyone who wants to learn to knit, crochet, anything else yarn related. I do plastic canvas. I've made baskets with clothesline rope and yarn. All kinds of things. So catch me later. I'll be back in about 2.5 hours. Join me then. And as usual, may all your stitch counts match, and happy crafting!